Ando calándole el director, ¿qué tengo que hacer o no? ¿Qué tengo que hacer? Órale. Chat destacado, tenemos la evidencia de información de algo. Estamos aquí esperando, pues, ver al Bob Lazar, Área 51, I'm flying on Southside. UFO descifrando la verdad. Qué gorro con estas cosas. Se empañan todos los LEDs. UFO descifrando la verdad. Chido, señor profe Arturo. Aquí casi no se ve con la sombra. ¿Alguien está viendo? Ahí irá. Tengo un pentagrama en la mano dibujado. Las líneas de mis manos. Lástima que con la pinche computadora no lo puedo acomodar bien. Nada, nadita. No sé si están viendo o no. No, no se ve esta verga. Eso es lo malo de las pinches computadoras. Necesito comprar un pinche celular. Entonces ya. No sé si lo alcancen a ver ahí. Las dos estrellas para arriba. Se ve esta pinche mugre. No, que no se ve. No es igual que una pinche foto. Pero bueno, la pinche mugro salón ahí se ve. Pero aquí está.
I often wonder about the nature of reality, about our relationship to the creative force that forged the particles of our stars and intertwined them into the molecules of our minds. Who are we? Where are we actually sitting within the architecture of our universe? Are we alone, or is the answer simply stranger than you think? My name is Jeremy Corbell. I seek to weaponize your curiosity, and if you're ready to suspend your own prejudice, welcome world of extraordinary beliefs. This week we bring attention of UFO researchers that there is a secret government within our government. Well, there's several. Actually, nine flying saucer, flying discs that are out there of extraterrestrial origin.
But the Earth is not the center of the universe, at least not anymore. You are not the star of your own movie. You were not the top of the food chain. Your fame is a fantasy, but I can't prove any of this, even if I wanted to.
There is an indefinable, mysterious power that pervades everything. I hate it, though I do not see it. It is this unseen power which makes itself felt. There is an indefinable, mysterious power that pervades everything. I hate it, though I do not see it. It is this unseen power which makes itself felt. There is
Reality simply isn't what it used to be. It is not what they see. Everything around us is a mental construct. We create our own reality. Breaking that down is hard to do. And once it's done, there ain't no going back. What happens to people when their fundamental beliefs, bedrock of their understanding, explode in the puzzle piece, and something comes careening out of the blue, and it messes with everything we know. How do we react to that? How do we react? Beliefs are material things. They direct our lives and choices, moment by moment. Their soul is the imagination of born. Artists, which is polished with proof. They're like clothing we can't afford. They elevate us, yet they're not ours to keep. We discard them when they no longer serve our needs, or we find out they weren't feel at all. This story is extraordinary. It started in the desert, just north of Las Vegas.
De cuenta se va así y luego a la izquierda en la primera. ¿Pero para acá? ¿O por no, para acá. Luego sale a la avenida de Borrera. ¿Y por esta? Y si se va hasta allá, sí sale así, como dice usted.
One of the most secretive spots on the planet is located on the northeast edge of the Nevada test site and said to be where numerous top-secret weapon systems have been tested over the years. According to some UFO researchers, it's also where the government is test flying alien spacecraft. It sounds pretty far out, but some Las Vegas residents report having seen these flying saucers.
A local scientist who says he worked at Groom Lake and saw the saucers joins us in tonight's interview. He has asked that his identity be shielded. Sir, how do we know you are who you say you are and that you actually have knowledge about what's going on at Groom Lake?
Well, I guess there's no way you could really know. There's really no way I could prove it without revealing my identity and getting myself into more trouble than I have already.
Exactly what's going on up there?
Well, there's several, actually 9 flying saucers, flying discs that are out there of extraterrestrial origin, and they're being test flown and basically just analyzed.
You say there's 9 saucers. How are those tests going?
As far as what?
As far as whether they're successful and that sort of thing.
Oh, well, some of them are 100% intact and operate perfectly. The other ones are being taken apart. I was involved mainly in propulsion and power source.
Where did we get these saucers? How did they come into the hands of the government?
I haven't the slightest idea, and you have to understand the information is very compartmentalized, and I was only allowed information that particularly to what I was involved in.
I mean, could the government take them as getting at some?
Impossible. The propulsion system is a gravity propulsion system. The power source is an anti-reactor. This technology does not exist at all. In fact, not only a crime against the American people, it's a crime against the scientific community, which I've been part of for some time, for actively trying to duplicate these systems, yet they are in existence now and basically in the hands of the government.
What would happen to you? The government learned that you were giving us this information.
You think of Kevin? I don't know. I haven't the slightest idea.
Well, you said you referred to getting into trouble. Have you had some repercussions already?
I've been threatened with being charged with espionage. My life is threatened by them. My wife's life threatened by them, and I mean, I don't know where else you can go from there.
Well, I want to thank you for joining us. It's pretty interesting stuff you've got to say. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Local news in just a moment.
Now, first we go to Dan Rather and Beijing for looking at its PBS Evening News.
PBS Evening News from China. The 11th Special WTV. The live interview with the by radio in 6 European countries and in a nationally televised TV special in Japan. Despite numerous inquiries and feelers, Dennis has remained anonymous until now. His real name is Robert Lazar. He says he was hired to work in an area which is a few miles south of Groom Lake. And as for, he says, are flying saucers. Antimatter reactors and other working examples of technology that is seemingly beyond and capabilities. North Map, Eyewitness News 8. Good evening, everyone. You're in the right place. The right time, blasting out of the Mojave Desert like a Shirago, blazing. Across the land, into your town, into your home, slamming into your radio like a supercharged nanoparticle of unobtainium. Greeting all of you from the boldest, bawdiest, most outrageous city in the world, planetary capital of sun, fun, sin, sex, and secrets. My not so humble hometown, Las Vegas. No, there are a lot of people, myself included, who would like to focus on big stuff. Who are these visitors? Why are they here? What is the
No. Aquí mismo se ve bien grande. Y aquí en la computadora y todo eso se ve bien chiquilla. Se ve una mancha.
what is there?
Pero en vivo está bien padre aquí en Nuevo León.
Been asking about the UFO mystery since the beginning. We're no closer to answering any of them. But Bob got pretty close. Bob got to read these briefing documents that provide those kind of answers. The thing is, when we were covering his story, so much of the effort was in proving that he really was the person he said he was. Is it true? Is it plausible? That really, that was the focus, more than the really important stuff. You have to cover the story of Bob Lazar, and the only way to do that is to talk to Bob. And I don't know if they'll talk to you or not, but you need to. It's all going to be circumstance for you. Is the moment that you approach him, the mood that he's in, what else is going on in his life at the time. You might hit the jackpot and get him at exactly the right time, and the universe is aligned, and he's willing to talk about it. But you have to be awfully lucky, because in general, Bob doesn't like to talk about it. I think he's very happy in his life. He's happy to have left the UFO stuff behind. He misses his friends. He misses John Lee, Dean Huff, maybe even me, Smith. But he doesn't the UFO topic, and he doesn't just talk about it, because ultimately it's disturbing. These are disturbing issues. They go to the heart of who we are as people, as human beings, the nature of reality itself. Is this a computer simulation? Are we all a product of an alien video game or some multi-dimensional movie, drive-in movie theater production or something? Big questions. Serving answers. And Bob has never been comfortable in talking about it. Never. He reacted by going into a cocoon in a lot of ways. He doesn't like the attention, and it totally screwed up his life. It's not surprising that even years later, it still was uncomfortable to discuss this thing. It's a very disturbing view of reality. Being my first guy, so I was like, oh.
Te voy a ir mandado, sí lo voy a dejar, por si pasa un ovni. ¿Qué dice aquí? ¿Qué es esta mugre?
through. My name is Bob Lazar. I'm known for working at a classified base known as S4 out in the Nevada desert near Area 51. And there, we reverse engineer alien spacecraft. And it's changed my life a lot. It's probably changed every aspect of it. Positive or negative? Well, for the most part, negative. It's really difficult to find any positive aspects of that. I'm sure there are some here and there, but most of them were okay. Would you take it all back and just be Bob the jet car guy and never have done this if you can, or you got the kind of experience? I don't know. I think I lean towards not, at this point in my life, I probably lean towards not saying anything. What would be a message to a young person now about looking at your story and thinking about the world? What would you say? Just pay attention. Just pay attention. I can't really say much else. The world's a lot different now. The way information is disseminated, the way things are passed around.
Ay, a ver a qué hora se escribe el mendigo teclado.
So they've got a rough road ahead trying to cut through the bullshit. What do you want them to know? That in the late 1980s, the U.S. government had recovered alien spacecraft, several of them, and the technology in the Nevada desert that they were keeping quiet and analyzed. That's a fact. They don't need my story. That's all my story was. I was just one working on it, right? Well, fine, I'll just say everything instead of holding back on anything, and then you can edit it later on. Well, we'll take it to the doctor. Okay. Well, go ahead. How you got involved? I sent to several national labs. I got a response. I went in for an in line, and they continued questioning me mainly on my interests outside of work. They seemed to be really concerned about that. Things like that. Right. What do you do in your spare time? You say you work on little projects. I said, yeah, I have a particle accelerator in my master bedroom, and things of that sort. And some time went by, and they called me back in. They said there was a senior staff physicist that was leading this organization. Basically interviewed me. I was given a lot of briefings to read on. I believe there were 121 different briefings, and they sat me in a room, and they had while they were going and updating my clearance to a level that they call majestic. Because when you start reading these reports, you see some of the deal with flying saucer. What's your reaction? Well, I was completely